Alright, my name is Frank, KB2MXV, and I'm trying to put together a little tutorial on how to program a DMR system in a TYT 2017, but most of these settings would work across any DMR radio. So the system I'm going to be programming in is this interstate repeater system, WR3IRS.com. And we're interested in the Northeastern Pennsylvania, the Bradminster network, and the Schuylkill County here for Wilkes-Barre. The frequency is 441.750, and that's a +5, and color code 1. Okay. This repeater has 2 time slots. Time slot 1 and time slot 2. On time slot 1 we have 91 talk group 91 worldwide calling, talk group 93 North America calling, TAC 310, talk group 310, and so on. I'm going to leave a picture of this up on the side of what I'm going to be programming, just so you can make reference. Time slot 2 only has 2 talk groups that regular repeater users can use. Talk group 2, local 2, and a local 9. 8 is only for control op use only. Alright, so what we're going to do first is we're going to open up our CPS. And this is for the MD-2017, the TYT radio. So what we'll do real quick is we'll do a save as, and we'll just save this here as W3IRS code plug. One of the first things you want to do on the general settings is give your radio a name. Usually it's your call sign. And very important is your radio ID. This is your DMR ID. It's usually 6 numbers, 7 numbers. I'll just leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for now. And that's one of the important things to set up. So the way I think the best way to do this is, what we want to do is digital contacts. Now, digital contacts are basically all the talk groups that you're going to be using on a network or on a repeater. And you're going to see, as you start programming many repeaters in, you're going to get a lot of contacts. Right now we're only going to be adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 contacts. That's all this repeater system requires, so we're only going to enter 10. So back to the CPS. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a few contacts just by hitting the add button, and we'll go to 10. So we're going to use the list that you see on the right hand side of the screen. And first contact is going to be the worldwide channel. And this contact name, you could type out so many characters before it dings you back. So that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 characters is what you can do. So you got to get a little creative with the names, this way you know where you are. But what this is, I'm going to call this is worldwide. Oh, let me make caps there. Is worldwide 91, and it's a group call, and the call ID is 91. the next contact, and I'm just going to put all the time slot 1 and time slot 2 groups in. So the next one is North America 93, and that's a group call, and the ID is 93. You want to put all your contacts in. You'll understand why I'm going to put all my contacts in before I start programming channels, once we get to the channels. So this next contact is going to be TAC 310, and that is 310. The next one is just PA for Pennsylvania Talk Group. Pennsylvania Talk Group is 3142. The next one is a Pennsylvania TAC, so we'll put PA TAC, and the PA TAC is 31421. The next one is Northeast USA, and I'm just going to put the number in here so we see it in the list. And again, you'll see what I'm talking about once we go to the programming for a channel. So 3172 is the call ID, and these are all group calls. The next one is Mid-Atlantic USA, and that's going to be 3173. And the last one for time slot 1 is Parrot, and that's something you can talk to the repeater on, and after you talk to it, it'll repeat back to you so you can hear how good your audio is or how bad. And that's a talk group of 9990. Now on the time slot 2, again, we're not defining time slots here, we're just identifying all the talk groups, the group calls. So here we're going to do the local 2, and that's a group call of 2, and we're going to do a local 9, and that has a group call of 9. Alright, so that's pretty much all we have to do. Yeah, we'll just leave it as that for now, so we can close on digital contacts. The next thing we want to do is we'll go to channels, and here's our default channel. It's channel 1. Okay, default channel 1. What we want to do is make sure we're on a digital mode. Set your timeout timer. I like making it 180 seconds, 3 minutes, but you should set that for whatever the repeater is set for. If the repeater is only set for 60 seconds, you should only set it for 60 seconds. Otherwise, if you set it for 180 and the repeater times out after 60 seconds, you could keep talking on your radio for up to 3 minutes, but not realizing you dropped it on the repeater. So what we're going to do is put that frequency back, put the frequency in of the repeater, and like I said earlier, the frequency is 441.750, and that's a +5, so we're going to be transmitting at 446.750. Now this is what we're going to do here with channel 1 is basically what we're going to copy for all 10 different channels. The emit criteria, you want to make sure you're on color code. That's what I understand is the best emit criteria. You don't always want to burst in on a system if someone's talking, so you want to make sure you're on color code. So all this is staying the same. There's nothing else here to change. So the first channel is the worldwide one calling. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to contact name. Now this contact name shows you all the contacts we entered earlier. So the first channel is going to be worldwide 1. And we're going to name that channel worldwide 91. So here's our channel name, worldwide 91. And as you see on the right here, it has channel information. And you click here, it shows you that channel. So everything here is going to be the same for all the channels except the repeater slot. That's the time slot 1 or 2, and our contact. So what you want to do here is we'll add a few more channels. So that'll be 10 channels altogether with the first one. And the easiest way to do this is if you click on your first channel, you could right click and copy all that information. And what you do is you go on the other channels and you paste it. Now what it does, it copies everything except the channel name, because you can't have any duplicate channel names. And it also pastes the contact, but that's what we're going to change. So let's just go through this real quick and just paste all these, because we're only got 10 of them to do, so we can do that pretty quick. So just right click it and paste it on all the channels. Alright, so we'll go to our second channel. So we're going to name our second channel, again, we're using the time slot group here. Second channel is going to be North America 93. That's the name. Everything else, to receive, the transmits, all staying the same, digital. And the only thing we're going to do is change who we're contacting, and we're going to contact talk group North America 93. So when we're tuned to the second channel, North America 93, and we transmit, that's the talk group we're going to, North America 93. The group list we have selected for none. By default, whatever your contact is, you're transmitting to, is going to be your receive. So on these time slots, again, you can see them here to the right. Even though time slot 1 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different talk groups, only one talk group can be active at a time on a repeater for that time slot. So we can have 91 worldwide on time slot 1, and local 2 can be active on time slot 2. But if somebody's talking on time slot 1 on 91, talk group 91, if you try keying up on TAC 310 or North America 93, you're going to get a beeping noise, meaning the repeater is busy. So I'm going to show you what we can do to work around to see if there's any traffic on that time slot. But we'll do that after we program these frequencies. So the third channel name is going to be TAC 310, and we're just going to change that contact to TAC 310. Next one is Pennsylvania, PA, and we'll grab the PA contact. Next one is going to be PA TAC. That's just a channel name, and here's where we change the contact, PA TAC. So let's just run through the rest of these. We have Northeast USA. Northeast USA. We have Mid-Atlantic USA. Mid-Atlantic USA. And the last one on time slot 1 is PARROT, Parrot. And we're going to select the Parrot. Okay, so we programmed all the time slot 1s. So now let's do local 2 and local 9, and they're on time slot 2. So everything is pretty much here already, like we said, and we're going to go here and we're going to type a local 2. We're going to select local 2. Now the only additional thing we got to do here is time slot 2. So we're going to go to repeater slot 2. If you keep it on repeater slot 1, it's not going to transmit into the repeater because your time slot or your repeater slot is incorrect. And we'll go to our last channel, and that's going to be local 9. We want to grab local 9 and put that on repeater slot 2. Okay, so just to recap, what we did was we added all the digital contacts, contact names, and all the talk group IDs, and they're all group calls. You can see they matched the list on the right. And what we did was we created channels, and the channels are all the same, receive and transmit for the repeater. All we did was name the channel, and we specified who we wanted to contact. So basically we have 10 of the same channels, just with different contacts, and the contacts are based on the name. This way we know what we're tuning in. The next thing you want to do is you want to go and create a zone. Now you could have multiple zones on the radio and multiple channels, I believe up to 32 channels per zone. So what we're going to do is we're going to call this in the zone for this. We're going to rename it from zone 1, and what we're going to do is call this W3 IRS. That's the zone name. And my radio is a dual band radio, so I have like almost like a VFO-A, VFO-B, A and B side. So what we're going to do is, with this radio, is once we're in the zone, this is showing you all the available channels for A and available channels for B. So the way I like programming this is on the A side, we're going to put all the time slot 1 channels, and on the B side I'm going to put the 2 time slot 2 channels. So once we program the radio and we move over to the W3 IRS zone, it's the only zone right now, these will be the channels selectable on the top band, and these will be the channels on the bottom band. So remember how I said that when you're tuned to channel 91 here, you're on time slot 1. The only audio you're going to receive is audio coming through on talk group 91. When you're sitting on this channel right now, you're not going to know if there's any audio coming through from any other groups, any other talk groups on that time slot. So the way we fix this is we're going to create digital receive group calls. And just bear with me, you'll understand what's happening here. So what we're going to do is we're going to make 2 group calls that are specific for this repeater. And what we're going to do is call them time slot 1 and time slot 2. So what we'll do is call this TS1, time slot 1, and this is for the W3 IRS machine. And what we're going to do here is we're going to drag over all the time slot 1 talk groups. Okay, so these are all the talk groups of time slot 1. Next, we're going to add a second group, and we're going to call this time slot 2 W3 IRS. And in this group, we're going to add the time slot 2 talk groups. So what happens here, we'll go back to the first channel, 91. We're on the right input, receive and transmit. We got our channel named. When we key up, we're going to we're going to transmit only to talk group 91. But remember how I said the group list here, how we would only hear audio coming from 91? And we're on time slot 1. Now you go to group list, and we're going to select time slot 1. So by doing this, when we tune to worldwide 91 on the radio, we're going to transmit on 91, but before we transmit, just by listening on the time slot 1, any audio that's currently being transmitted on any other talk group from time slot 1 is going to break our squelch, and it's going to show us if time slot 1 is busy or not. So even though we're programmed on 991, somebody might be talking on TAC 310, and just by tuning to Worldwide 91, where you're looking to actually transmit, if somebody is talking on TAC group 310 or any other time slot, you're going to hear that audio come through because we specified a group list. So what we'll do is we'll just go back and we're going to add that group list to every channel on the appropriate time slot. So all of these channels are time slot 1, and we're going to go back and add that time slot 1 digital receive group. Okay, so we're going to make sure we hit every one. Time slot 1, we got that, we got that, we got that, we got that, and the parrot. We want to hear any other thing on time slot 1. Now local 2 and local 9, same scenario, but there's only 2 channels there, so we're going to select time slot 2. So we'll hear any traffic on local 2 or local 9 by selecting time slot 2. So even with selected time slot 2, if somebody should be talking on time slot on talk group 9 while we're tuned to talk group 2, we'll hear them. And that's pretty much it. Now you're going to close this, we're going to save this, and we'll write it to the radio. And I'll show you what the radio is, the screen of the radio, what it's going to look like. So let me just put my programming plug onto my radio. Plug in my USB. We're going to connect the radio, and we have the code plug saved. So what we're going to do now is we're going to send this over to the radio. Now on the TYT, you're going to get this little box. You're going to be thinking that, all right, I'm waiting for it to program, but it's not going to program until you hit the OK button. So you're going to hit the OK button, and it's going to write this data to the radio. And once it's done writing, I'll take some video of what the radio screen looks like, and you'll be able to see the zone, and you'll see the channels on the top and bottom here, what we have programmed. Well, I hope this video will help a few people out, especially for the radio club I belong to. We're all pretty much new into the DMR, and I hope this gives sheds a little light on what it entails to program a DMR. Again, this is just one repeater. You know, there are repeaters out there that might have, 15 talk groups on time slot 1, and 10 on time slot 2. So this repeater only has 10. That's why I selected it, and it's for a local machine here. So okay, talk to you guys soon. Okay, so I just want to show you what the radio looks like when you turn it on after we programmed it. So as you can see, we're on the W3IRS zone. If we go to menu and we go to zone, there's only one zone. That's what we programmed. So we can just back out of that. So, and here's the A side and the B side, or the top side, that bottom side. Remember on the time slot 2, we only have local 2 and local 9. 1 and 2. Channel 1 and 2. Local 2, channel 9. 2. If we go up to the top, you'll see all our talk groups that were listed on time slot 1. So we'll have North America 93, 310, 4, PA, 5, PA TAC, 6, Northeast, 7, Mid-Atlantic, 8, and the Parrot.
1.
Worldwide 91, North America 93. And that's what sort of look like. If a time slot is busy, or you're out of range like I am right now with a repeater, this is that busy noise you'll hear when you key up. You hear that beep? That means I didn't get through to the repeater. Or if the time slot was busy. But the way we programmed it, even though we're looking to transmit on North America 93, if somebody was transmitting on any other talk group in that time slot, for instance, Worldwide 91 or TAC 310 or PA TAC, we would receive that. The screen would change and we would see what talk group is coming in. Okay, let me know how you like the video. This is KB2MXV.